Hi everyone, Leanne here from Jaded Blossom, and it is time for our July mini release. This is my second video for today. Hey, so I am using our brand new Gnome Dies Birthday Add-ons, our So Many Birthday 5 outline dies and stamp set, our Gnome dies, our Girl Gnome dies, our Circle Internal Scallop dies, our Card Mat dies, our Cupcake Slider die, and our Mini Tag Dies 3. I'm also using Doodlebug's Party Time 6-inch and 12-inch pad, along with our Hey Cupcake 6-inch and 12-inch pad, and our Rainbow Petite Prints in gingham linen. So this is an A2 size vertical paper tray white card base that I did cut down with our Cupcake slider die, and I sort of let the top hang off, so I've got a shaped card. Ran that through my Gemini machine. And I'm just going to stick down 2 layers on the front of it just to add a little bit of, make it a little more sturdy. So that's Neenah Desert Storm 80 pound and then paper tray white cardstock. So I'm going to stick down that full cupcake on my shaped base. There we go. I'm just going to use some art glitter glue too to go around the edges. There we go. So this is kind of a way to kind of fudge a shaped card. So there is the cupcake. So there we go. So you'll see shaped card. So now I'm using the cupcake wrapper, and I cut the wrapper out of Neenah Desert Storm 80 pound cardstock, and then I cut it out of paper from the 6-inch pad Doodlebug's Hey Cupcake. There we go. So I'm going to stick them together, and then I will cut off the little flap or the little tab that to make it a slider, but I'm not making it a slider. I'm just making a cupcake shape card. So I'm going to cut off those tabs. And there we go. Just using a pair of scissors. And I will stick that down onto my card base. So kind of fun. I'm just going to use my ATG tape again. I also on this what's it called? On this video, I'm also using our Gnome and Gnome Candies Grid Style stamp set too, just for the sentiments that go on the inside. So now I'm adding my little bit of icing that was cut out of that same Hey Cupcake 6-inch pad from Doodlebug. Kind of neat. This one had sprinkles, so I thought it just kind of went perfectly. And the little bit of Desert Storm that shows is kind of like the cake part, right? There we go. Now I did cut that cupcake bottom out again, and I just sort of cut a strip of cupcake cardstock or pattern paper from that Hey Cupcake pad. And then this is the sentiment from that Gnome Candies Grid Style stamp set that's brand new, and I used our Mini Tag Dies 3 to cut it out. And I'm just going to add that to the center of my card. So Gnome Kisses and Birthday Wishes, I think that's what that one says. I'll just trim off the overhang there with a pair of scissors. There we go. So now I'm going to put together my little cherry. So I cut it out of paper tray ink white cardstock. Then I cut it out of gingham linen in red. And then I cut the little stem out of American Crafts brown cardstock. And I'm just going to stack those all together. And then I will add that to the top of my little cupcake. You'll see on the left, there's my little gnome that I put together on our release and review video. So if you want to see me do that, you can go and watch that over there. Everything will be listed on my blog that I used though. So there's my little gnome, and I'm going to pop her little hands on that are holding the cupcake. How cute is that? That's from that new Gnome Birthday Add Ons set, which is so cute. And now that sentiment is from our So Many Birthdays 5 stamp set and the outline dies. So how cute is that? So I did cut it out a few times because I want to pop it up. So I'm just going to trace that like that, and then I'll cut that layer. And then that way I'll stick my little gnome girl down flat onto my cupcake card. So it's a cupcake card. She's holding a cupcake. And then I'll have that little sentiment sort of continue on from her hat. And then that way all of the little happy, like the happy birthday will be level, but it'll have a lot of dimension. So there we go, adding it with my art glitter glue. There we are. And then I will stack up the other outlines. That's the nice thing about outline dies for sentiments. You can use the outlines for dimension. So there we go. So I'm just going to stack all the layers together. And those are mostly, they're just scraps of, I think, Nina Solar or Nina Desert Storm and Paper Tray Craft cardstock. And there we go. And then you've got some dimension, but no foam tape. So it's just kind of fun. And I'll use my acrylic block to stick that down. So now I pulled out my Secure White Jelly Roll pen in a number 10. And I'm just going to add a few little highlights. There we go. Her skin I cut out of P13 scrapbook.com Skin Tones pad. And her hair is American Crafts cardstock. And then all of her little outfit that was cut out of our Hey Cupcake 6-inch pad from Doodlebug. And now I'm pulling out my Nouveau Crystal drops in Simply White, and I will add a few of those to my card just for a little bit of decoration. And there you go. So super fun. And I'll just tap that to make sure they settle. And that is card number 1. So now card number 2, I have an A2 size card base. So that's 4.25 by 11, scored at 5.5 inches of Paper Tray ink craft cardstock. Then I cut a rectangle piece of pattern paper from the Doodlebug Party Time 6-inch pad. And that was cut out using our card mat dies. And then I cut a layer, you know, the same size, so that's 4 by 5.25 inches out of Nina Desert Storm. And then I stuck them together just for a little bit of sturdiness. Now I'm using a piece of packaging with acetate, and I'm gonna make a full front shaker card. So I'm using a 1/4 inch score tape, and I'm running that around the back of this card base, or card front. It's nice that this rips, right? It makes it a lot handier. There we go. I do use red line tape to do this too. Just making sure this is burnished down so I can peel the back off. So you want to peel the back off 3 of them. There we go. And then you will stick it down in the center of your acetate, and you just want to fold your acetate up and keep it nice and taut. There we go. And then you will sort of make a pocket for your sequins. There you are. And now you can trim your corners just so everything lays flat. And then you can add your shaker bits to your card. There we go. And I'm using Queen & Co.'s. This is just like a sequin mix. It's a oldie. I don't know, but it kind of matched, right? So it's kind of a teal color. There we are. And then I'm going to add Cartwright's Moonshine sequins in, I believe that's 3mm and 8mm. And then I'm going to stick down or seal my little shaker front. There we go. And I will trim off the corners like I did on the bottom. And then there is my shaker front. I'm just making sure all my bits kind of mix up. And I'm going to add that to the front of my card base. Like I said, 4.25 by 11, scored at 5.5 inches. Paper Tray ink craft cardstock. Used my Martha Stewart scoreboard and my Teflon bone folder. And I'm using ATG tape just to stick that down. And now I have a full front, basically, shaker card. And now I'm going to decorate. So I'm adding some cheapo Nina 65-pound paper to the inside. That's 4 by 5.25 inches, just for somewhere to write. And then I will add a 1-inch strip of that Party Time paper from Doodlebug to the inside, just, you know, for a little something, something. There we are. And I will trim off the overhang. And there you have it. And then I will add my sentiment, happy birthday to my favorite Gnome. That is also from that Gnome Candies Grid Style stamp set that's new. And cut out with mini tag dies 3. There you go. So now that is my circle internal scallop dies 2. And I cut out 3 of them, 2 in Nina Desert Storm cardstock and 1 in gingham linen rainbow petite prints from Doodlebug. So that gives you a little bit of dimension there, using art glitter glue to stick that down on top of my my other 2 layers. I do weight that down with an acrylic block in between, just, you know, to make sure it sticks down really, really well. There we go. So now I'm going to decorate the front of this. So this is our So Many Birthdays 5 stamp set along with the outline dies. That's brand new. Stuck that down with Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. Now I'm going to stick down 3 of these balloons. That is from the Party Time Odds and Ends that matches the Party Time 6-inch and 12-inch pads. And I just used 3 of the kind of shiny acetate balloons in the background. There we go. Then I will stick down my Internal Scallop circle dies with some glossy accents. So I'm going to stick that down kind of like a spotlight. And I use glossy accents because it's kind of dries clear and shiny, and that way you won't notice it. I did pop up my gnome with some Stampin' Up! Dimensionals, and I'll use some art glitter glue on the bottom by the feet and on the top by the hat, so because those will overlap the sentiment and the top of that circle. And there we go. Now I'm going to add his 2 hands holding these adorable balloons. That is from the Gnome Dies Birthday Add On set it's brand new. How cute is that? There we go. And everything that I use to make that gnome will be listed on my blog. Remember, I will assemble all the dies that are new from this release on the release and review video, if you'd like to see me do that. So there you go. How cute is that? I just think he turned out adorable. So thank you so much for stopping by. Be sure to hop on over to the Jaded Blossom blog, get inspired, the Jaded Blossom store to get your hands on these awesome products. And there's a sale going on right now. You want to take advantage of the sale, which is completely awesome. And like I said, check out everybody else's designs. They were amazing. So thank you so much. And hopefully we will see you soon in my next video. Bye, everyone.